Everybody know about Bruce Lee, one of the most iconic figures in martial art history. Have you ever wondered how can you replicate his speed and powers? Would it be awesome if you have those? I know exactly how by using sports science to analyze Bruce's training philosophy and programs. So let's dive in. First thing first, what do you think when you heard the name Bruce Lee? It his speed and powers, right? His sidekick is amazing. So, in order to get that, according to sports science, it's kind of genetics. And it's proved my theory because Bruce brothers, he also a fencing champions and fencing need a lot of speed, right? So it run in his family. They got more type 2 fiber muscle. Nothing wrong with type 2, type 1 though. Like type 1 is for strength and endurance. Type 2 is for explosiveness. It doesn't mean that people born with type 1 cannot get fast. But if you want to get like top performance speed, it's not that possible. Like you have to accept what you got and develop the thing on you, right? Like Jesse Glover, Bruce Lee first student, he said it over and over in interview, in books. I can never do what Bruce did because Bruce too fast. I don't got his speed. But what he came up with is because he's a judo champion, so he built the JKD around him and call it non-classical kung fu. So now it involved in a lot of pressure jizao, pressure sticking, right? Because he's a judo champion and he 240 pounds, right? So it makes sense. It's not that it's bad, but if you want Bruce speed, you have to born with it. Number two, everybody know that Bruce studied under Yip school and Wang Chun is the one who teaching. It's not about the Wing Chun that make Bruce today Bruce. It's about Wang Chun mentality because Wang Chun is well known for street fighting. I mean rooftop fighting, and he never lose, right? And he fights so much that even he's 60 something, he still beat up people. So I mean, come on, if you can inherit the mentality of somebody that experienced, wow. But then it is so impossible to find somebody like Wang Shengwen to learn under because nowadays, if you find the street like that, you go to jail, right? Number three I want to talk about is if you look at Bruce Lee Kung Fu journey, right? After he learned Wing Chun and he ranked number 6 in Yip school. Well, not just average skill, right? Already high level skills. He come to Seattle, he met Jesse Glover. Well, 240 pounds, 14-time judo champions, ranked number 4 in the state. So whatever he practiced, whatever he's testing again, not just a heavy dude, but a very skillful heavy dude. So of course, when he touched people that around 150 pounds, like almost half the size, boom, the guy fly away, right? So it is very important. Somehow you can find a champion and 240 pounds because his next friend is Ed Hart, also 6 feet and also a professional boxers. So you see, Bruce always hang out with the beasts. So when he practiced with the beasts, he touch an average human fly. That's just simple as that. Okay, after we talk about the physicality, right? Now let's talk about knowledge and stuff. Number 4, in order to, like do research like Bruce, you need his learning curve. Because everybody in Kung Fu community keeps saying about how it take you 10 years, 15 years to learn a Kung Fu. Sometimes it take you like, 30, 40 years, right? It never ends. But for Bruce, he's so fast at learning that he can pick up a style, he take the core out and absorb to him. That's basically what JKD is. Absorb what is necessary and discard what you cannot do, right? So, a story from Yung Fu. is his teacher when he first came to Seattle, and he trained with Yun Go for like around 5 years. Um, Yun Go come from Hong Chun, a very high level kung fu master in Hong Chun. So he know about like 200 styles, I think. And no matter what style he give Bruce, Bruce usually like skip a couple class, like around 1 or 2 weeks, and then come back and give Yun Go Fu a better modifications. This is insane because there's no way you can learn that fast. I mean, I cannot learn that fast. I'm just a dumb kung fu guy. It takes me 6 months to do Silam Tao. I'm still doing it wrong. So I'm not Bruce. But for some reason, you got that learning curve. So now you just like, okay, this Monday I'm gonna learn Tong Lao. Well, I mean, Wednesday maybe I learn some boxing, and then you already take out the core, the beauty of it already, right? That in sense, right? And then after that, you also need his mindset. This is very important. The mindset is that you need to somehow, you know, wake up, either you training or you do research. That's what Jesse said. Bruce never stopped. It's either he training or you do research. Even when he waiting for the bus stop, he's like he work on the coordination inside, right? Because he don't want to throw a punch that will scare people out, but he still work on. When he go eating, when he's sitting on the table, he working on conditioning. Like this guy never stop, right? And if he doesn't train, he looking into martial art, he looking into videotape, he doing research. So if you got that mentality where the no limit is the new limit things, then you may be able to replicate what Bruce did. And after you get all of that, right? You've been through all of that. So now, congratulations, you're within the top 1% of the martial art communities. So now you don't fight average people, right? You fight like, I don't know, maybe zombie monster, right? I'm not saying that you might get to 100% of what Bruce did, but I think that pretty damn close, like about 80-90%. But it doesn't matter. Oh, beside that, Bruce also a dancing champion, so make sure you got that in too for his rhythm and his flexibility, right? That's very important too. Yeah, and if you got all of that, it doesn't matter if you can be like Bruce, because now I'm pretty sure you can be a very heavy competitor if Bruce still alive. I hope you guys enjoy this little discussion. I just make it for fun, like it's just ironic discussion. So don't take it too serious, right? You notice that, right? Because a lot of things I said there is plain 100% science, but it's not very easy to actually seriously replicate it, right? Let me know what you think, okay? Like I always said, techniques don't win fight, repetitions does. So make sure you train hard. Don't just keep listening to me all day, right? Go train, okay? I see you in the next week episode. See ya.